You may have noticed it's cold outside. We know what it's like to be cold, and many of us, in fact, spent some time recently without power in our homes during a winter storm. But we don't know what it's like to try to live our day-to-day lives on the streets in the cold, and that's the reality for many in our community. We're thankful for organizations like United Caring Services, who not only offer shelter for people to spend the cold nights indoors through their White Flag program, but who also work with unhoused individuals to move them into permanent and safe housing. In support of this work, you're invited to join us for the coldest night of the year on February 22nd. And there are so many different ways for you to be involved. First, you can join our walk team. On February 22nd, we'll meet the other teams at First Presbyterian Church at 4:30, and we'll walk to the LST and back, a walk of about 2 miles. Alternately, you can plan to join Pastor Doug for Saturday night worship at 5:30 at Bethlehem, where worship will focus on themes related to the needs of the least of these. After walking or worshiping, you're invited to join us back at Bethlehem for a fellowship meal in the fellowship hall, as well as a bingo fundraiser. There are 2 other important ways that you could be involved. You can simply donate to support our walkers, and you can do that by putting a check with the memo line "Coldest Night of the Year" in the offering plate, or through our online giving. There will be an option where you can support our walk team. You can also buy a Bethlehem sweatshirt or t-shirt. The proceeds from these sales will also roll into the donation Bethlehem will make to the Coldest Night of the Year, supporting United Caring Services. This is a great opportunity for all ages to be involved in an effort that attends to the needs of those that Jesus calls us to pay most special attention to. Let us hear again his words. "For I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. I was naked and you gave me clothing. I was sick and you took care of me. I was in prison and you visited me." Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry and gave you food, or thirsty and gave you something to drink? And when was it that we saw you a stranger and welcomed you, or naked and gave you clothing? And when was it that we saw you sick or in prison and visited you?" And the king will answer them, "Truly I tell you, just as you did to one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did it to me." There are so many different ways to get involved in this Coldest Night of the Year effort, and I hope that you will find 1 or 2 that fits your needs and abilities. And the best news is that you can sign up for any one of these all on one single form that will be available at the entrances and exits to the church, or through a Google form that will be available through Emily's Edition. It's your one-stop shop to sign up for all these different opportunities to support this one good cause. I'm getting cold, and I know Troy, who's working the camera, is getting cold too. We'll be glad to get back into the warmth of the church, even as we are mindful that there are those who don't have warmth so easily accessible to them. I hope you'll join us to raise awareness and funds for the work that the United Caring Services does in our community. Join us for the Coldest Night of the Year, February 22nd.